Good morning. Thank you for the invitation. Many of you know that presentation should be done by Biagio Giaccio, which is actually the leader of the proposal for the Fucino, but it is in France, so not possible to do this one. So I want to tell you the story, how this project born, and the state of the art of what we have done so far, because the project started, the idea of the project started from another ICDP project where I was a PI proponent in Ochrid Lake in the Macedonia, and the idea started in 2007 with a German group who decided to investigate this lake, which has very unique biological diversity and is known more or less from the media, from the people, as the oldest lake in Europe. Maybe it's true or not, but anyway. And this project obtained important results. The basal age of the lake was about 1.5 million. But the most important things, the Italian community gave a very important contribution from the science, especially in dating the sediments using paleomagnetic measurement. Leonardo Sagnotti should be here somewhere. But in particular, because the first age has been produced using tephra layers coming from Italian volcanoes, okay? So this was the first step, the first lake in the Mediterranean which was being dated using tephra layers. Meanwhile, I and Biagio, we are working on the Sulmona Basin, which is a basin in the Apennine, not far from here. And you can see here when we were very young, but you can see also this section, very famous as Camillo section, which you have, you can see many tephra layers, and this is of stage 19, 20 to 19 section. But we start to discuss the point that it's really Ochrid, the oldest lake in Europe. It's the best lake to study climatic evolution in the Mediterranean. It's the best dated record we have in the Mediterranean. So discussing, also Leonora was involved because it's my former PhD student in the basin, but the conclusion was not the best and unique lake in the Mediterranean can be studied for longer period than Ochrid. It's not in the Balkans, but probably it's the Fucino Lake. And the Fucino Lake now is not anymore a lake. That's a point, so the part of the Holocene is lost. But why Fucino can be probably the oldest lake in the Mediterranean and probably can be better than Ochrid. Ochrid has many problems with many proxies. For instance, the carbonate content is discontinuous for dissolution during the glacial, and so on. So why? Well, of course, to have a very long story, you need a subsiding basin. And the Fucino Basin, at least when we start to think that, the data we have, we can go down at least at 2 million or 2.5 million, our idea. Now we know for sure we can go down to the lower Pliocene, okay? So Piacenzian. But at that time was not the information was not enough. The structure of the basin is relatively well known, so we can reconstruct, we can decide where to drill to get a good core. But most importantly, the lake is downwind of the many Italian volcanoes, which they have, as Lorenzo told you yesterday, ultra-alkaline composition. They are perfect to be dated with argon-argon, perfect to be dated. So the potential of to get a long succession where it can be dated directly using argon-argon dating is probably exceptional, okay? So, but we need to test this. So we organized, thanks to the experience of the Skopsko project, the ICDP, the firm of ICDP, we organized a consortium of people, of an international institution. An institution put a sort of chip on the table, and we used this money to make the first 80 meters long core. Of course, there are 2 cores, not just one, okay? And the basic idea was to reach the stage 6. and then to see if there is continuity and so on. And then, sorry, if there is something changing in the typing, but anyway. So the first results was really, really promising. You can see here many tephra layers, the record of calcium, which perfectly match climatic proxy and so on. And on the left, you can see the Fushino tephra we found. So, and we made a first pre-proposal to the ICDP, but probably was too early. But starting from this course, many institutions at national level asked money to make something more. That was really important. And we start a second project, which is the Future Project, which has been also founded by the Italian Ministry of Research. You can also recognize probably Eleonora in the middle, of course. And the main target of this project was to reach at least stage 11. I mean, the transition from stage 12 and stage 11 to evaluate the continuity and the chronology. So please see these graphs. You can see the age models and how many argon did we get. There is no record around the world which has so much number of dating, direct dating. That is unique of Fushino. No other place in the Mediterranean, probably, but also outside is really difficult. So, and thanks to tephra layers, we can synchronize precisely different core in different sectors of the basin. So that's an extremely important point. See also the different depth, which represent different sedimentation rate in different parts. I'll show you very, very shortly some preliminary results also for pollen, because first class continental record need a very good pollen record, of course, no way. So you can see this is for the last interglacial and the late part of stage 9. You can see the very high resolution and the age model, one of very few records with a very tight age model. And Chronis, of course, is the main actor, along with, oh, come on. Laura Sadori, with Laura Sadori of pollen, but here is a very preliminary result for stage 7. And also, I thanks Laura Sadori because managed the team of Paloclimatology group in Ohrid project, which was a nightmare, actually. Okay, and this is a very recent publication of transition from stage 12 and stage 11. And this is the state of the art of the activity on the second record, that is F4, F5 cores, and probably need to be updated. But anyway, you can see we have a very large number of proxy to be studied. So, but meanwhile, we get data from the margin of the basin, thanks to tephra layer, paleomagnetism, again, thanks to NGV, Leonardo Sagnotti, Fabio, Florindo, and so on. And now we are pretty sure the basin at least might preserve data down to 3.5 million, which also means we can also investigate the middle Pliocene warm period. That's probably really, really important. And so we was ready to submit the last proposal, and we get the funding for the workshop. Here is a plan of the people who submitted the proposal. And the idea was to try, not to answer, but try to work on many questions open in the climate of the Mediterranean, but also including problem on volcanology, like to transition from alkaline to calc-alkaline environment, or frequencies of eruption, but many questions also in paloclimatology, also tectonic of the basin. So the last year, as shown by Fabio yesterday, there was the workshop, okay? And in this workshop, we made the first important proposal where to drill, to choose the drill position. And you can see here on the lower pictures, we decide not to drill directly in the depot center, which is too costly and too complicated. We need to select in different part of the basin and to make the bed to collect the best record. So we are working for the full proposal in 2025. We are quite aware we didn't get a positive first replay. It's usual for ICT projects, nothing strange, but this can be the opportunity to improve the project, and we hope to survive, okay, to that. Thank you.